play.
We do English first, then national language. Elena, congratulations! You're into your first final here in Stuttgart. Talk us through that match because it was quite epic.
Yeah, it was a very tough match, like always against Iga, and really happy that I won on clay. Gives confidence, of course.
All right, who'd like the first question? Diego?
I felt that probably you weren't very pleased with the way you were serving in the first couple of matches that played here. Today you had 10 aces. Like, what was the thoughts on your serve today?
Yeah, I was serving much better today, I think, just because also you play against such a good player that you know that every point counts, and I was pushing myself. And first 2 matches I was adapting a bit to the conditions, to the balls, and maybe I was serving a little bit more passive. And today I was going for the serve. I was trying to change it a little bit. So yeah.
Diego with the serve, but I'd also like to talk to you about your return today, which I thought maybe that's the best you've returned, certainly this tournament, but I thought your return was amazing today. Can you tell us a bit about that?
I think the return definitely improved from last year, from both angles, and of course it depends on the opponent, a bit of the speed of the serve, and of course placement. But yes, since we played with Iga many times, more or less I try to predict where she's gonna go, and really happy with the return and overall with the game.
Congratulations, Elena. What was going through your mind as she's saving all of these break points throughout the second set and a little bit in the beginning of the third? I mean, was there frustration? Did you have to tamp it down? Because one of those breaks goes your way, it's probably a straight set win. So how do you maintain your focus?
Yeah, of course I was a bit frustrated, but at the same time, coach also was telling me, and I was trying to calm down because it's clay and it doesn't mean anything, and she has very good second serve, good spin, so it pushes you out of the court, so it's not easy to step in. And also in these moments, I think it's normal to be also a bit tight, and she was serving well, so I mean, a bit of frustration was there, but in the end of the day, I found my way.
Back over there, and then Florian.
Yeah, sometimes you all need a certain goal or a reason to do something. So I just wonder, if you won that car, would that be the key to go for the driver license, or the other way around? Why did you do it so far?
I wanted to do it already a long time, but I never have a chance to be at one place for long, and I did already a couple of lessons. I was driving, but yeah, for sure that's the goal for this year outside of the court, and with this car, if I win, it's going to be even double goal, and hopefully I finish it this year.
Okay,
Another question. Was it even more difficult to play Iga here, knowing that she has lost a match at this tournament?
Yeah, of course. For me, last 2 times I was coming, it was not that successful, the tournament, and I was playing Fed Cup, also traveling a lot. But this time I prepared much better, and of course she likes the courts. For me, it's a little bit difficult to move. It's really slippery, and you need to be very strong. And for now, I'm happy that I managed to pull off these 3 matches, and even today, this 3-set battle, I managed to win.
Elena, you are one of Iga's most uncomfortable opponents. What gives you this advantage in matches against her? The tournament magazine named you as a player with a poker face. Maybe this one?
I think it's just style of the game, and Iga, she moves really well, and she likes to dominate in the rally, and with me it's difficult because I play fast, I play flatter, and also like to move the opponent, so it's kind of I think matchup where we're both pushing each other, we're both trying to dominate in the points. So I think, of course, also my serve helps a lot. That's why some matches I win, some matches I lose, but it's always tough for her to play against me and for me to play against her.
We'll do a few more after that, and then Courtney.
I always like to know, do people have a connection to Germany? So do you have any relationship to German culture, sports, anything, or did you even learn German at school? Something like that?
No, I never learned German in school. In school was actually French for me. And Germany, I remember I played my first juniors events, and this is where I actually met my sponsor, Yonex, and from there, when I was 13, I think, I'm playing Yonex rackets, so this kind of memories from Germany.
Elena, fifth final of the year, you lead the tour in wins, finals, all that, and we're only in April. You beat number 1, number 2, you're the only player to do that this year. Do you feel like you are the best player on tour right now?
Well, I'm happy, of course, with all the tournaments I just played and all the finals. As I was saying last year, because I think I started really well the season, and now it's also successful. The season is very long, and you never know how you're gonna finish. But of course, I'm happy with all the results that I'm having this year.
Any more in English? Courtney again.
Sorry, just have to ask for about tomorrow. Obviously, you'll face either Marketa or Marta. Marta took the first set. But what do you make of coming off of this win, a tough physical one? And
She hasn't won the first set.
just kidding, take that back. 5-1 when I sat down.
Yeah, 5-4. You never know.
WTA.
Yes.
But what do you make of those matchups coming off of, the matchup you just had against Iga?
Well, Iga, of course, very tough opponent, and it gives confidence, but at the same time, I know that if it's gonna be Marta, for example, she has nothing to lose. She comes, she's gonna swing, and she moves really well, so she already beat good players, so if it's gonna be her, it's gonna be a tough one for sure. And same with Marketa, I feel like she was doing well this tournament, and she's lefty, so it's a little bit different, so I will need to adjust to different spin and also speed of the ball.
Okay, great.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready? Play.
Hello. You're not missing out on that all things tennis that John just mentioned. He's already saying in the chat that Kostyuk won the toss and chose to serve. Hello, Eddie.
Hello.
Quite
I
a
missed that.
for both of us. I mean, watching earlier, of course, the Gwangju final. Now we move on to Stuttgart.
From the depths of challenger tennis to elite women's tennis, yeah, we cover it all.
Yeah, for a European tennis fan, or for at least European challenger fan, which is probably a group of like 10 people in the world, that was a very tough night. However, thanks to the rain in Gwangju, I was actually able to get quite a lot of sleep. Because, well, Acapulco was scheduled for 2:30 a.m. and then Gwangju for 4 a.m. initially, but then it actually started at 7 a.m. for me. So, it was pretty okay. Now we can watch this one. Lots of finals will be happening at the same time as well. I mean, Stuttgart is technically like the first one to start actually. But Bucharest, Munich, likely Rouen will clash with this as well. I mean, it depends. Yeah, any Rybakina Kostyuk thoughts going into that one?
Well, I mean, Kostyuk is clearly having a great week, but I actually haven't been able to see most of her matches live. I saw some of Rybakina's, but I did see Kostyuk's win over Coco Gauff, which was really crazy in the last set. Like, and you know, she saved a bunch of break points, and then like, yeah. So, and then yeah, I don't know. It's I'm still feeling like Rybakina. She's playing so well that she's probably going to get the job done today, but I don't know what are you thinking? Maybe you've seen more.
No, actually, I mean, Kostyuk has largely not been a focus of mine this week. I mean, there's just too much other action, really. But I know, you know, the way she's been progressing. 5 match points saved against Zheng, 7 match points wasted before actually winning with Goff. The 3 hours against Zygmunt. I mean, honestly, Rybakina, of course, has also been going to a decider in every set. It's pretty clear who the favorite is, but it's definitely a different challenge to what Rybakina has had to face so far. I mean, it's an opponent who's gonna do a lot more defending than like the previous couple of opponents she faced. Well, especially Kudermetova and Świątek, maybe not Paolini. It's an opponent who's shown so much tenacity this week too. I don't think it's that obvious, but I think personally, that probably that likeliest outcome is going to be Rybakina winning somewhat comfortably. She does have that massive serve, which should really help out. Just any 3 points, and obviously the court really suits that too. It's so slick. It's pretty fast for a clay court. Yesterday, of course, she was able to use it to perfection in at least sets 1 and 3 against Iga. So, and John says that Rybakina might kill Kostyuk on return. We're gonna watch out for that too. Then,
well, it's already break point here. So where is your stream?
Well, that would be quite a start. I was trying to look for a stream that would be more in line with yours, probably, but in that process, I actually found one that's just had the first point. So I found one that's even further behind. But
okay,
I will figure something out.
Rybakina has just saved. Just taken the first game. That's what I've seen. The ball dropping off.
What was that game like? Did she just really pummel all the returns?
I was just a bit distracted there because I didn't realize that we were talking that the match had actually started, and then.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it either, so yeah, that's good. That's a good watch along. Neither of us has seen the first game.
Maybe you should get your normal stream up. I don't know.
I'll see. Yeah, where it is. Well, currently nothing is working for me for some reason.
Because I've actually got the stream from the Korean channel up just because I just felt it would be more reliable than the WTA one. But yeah. And there's a kid being dragged out.
That might be closer to mine, yeah. That might be closer to mine indeed. So yeah, maybe I'll in the meantime also rewind to see what happened in that first game. By now I've seen that Kostyuk return winner for 15-all in the second game. But I'm also rewinding to see what happened in the first game, which we missed.
I'm maybe
professional watch-alongs.
Slightly behind you then. Because
well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I've just seen that return winner there. That was a nice return backhand down the line. And I mean, Kostyuk's having a great year. I mean, she made quarters at the Australian Open. Regardless of this result, she's going to be up next to top 20. I mean, she's still young in her career as well. So I just wonder, what is her ceiling? Do you think she's going to be top 10? Do you think she can be top 5? How far can she go, really?
I mean, currently in the WTA race, I think she's about top 10. So,
Right.
clearly the results that she's been getting so far would justify that. I think top 5 would be a little bit high for now. But, of course, as you said, she is very young. She doesn't feel very young, though, because she's been around for ages by now. Of course, it was in 2018 when she was 15 and she made the third round at the Australian Open. And it's been a bit of a saga for sure with her, like, just being on the verge of that big breakthrough, never really getting it. For a while, she had that insane top 10 record when she was like 0-13 against the top 10 or something like that. But of course, she's done all that. And semifinals at Indian Wells, quarters at the Australian Open, the final here. I mean, this is very clearly a campaign that could hit the top 10. I don't know if it will, but it very clearly could.
Yeah, it's just there's one thing hitting the top 10 and then there's actually sustaining it.
Yeah. And this run, I mean, she's in the final, but, very easily could have been a round one. Well, maybe not a round one, but round 2 exit. So there is a bit of luck involved, I guess. There is a bit of, obviously, clutchness as well involved, and actually quite a lot of clutch factor involved.
Of course, it's always easier when you're on the way up, right? When you've got less to lose, and then when people actually start expecting you to get these results, then
I think for her it's a little different though. Like for her, a lot of years already, like people were expecting results, which kind of weren't coming. And this is kind of the first year when we see probably what's Marta Kostyuk at her best, I'm assuming, or close to her best. I watched that first game just now, and there was this one huge return from Rybakina, indeed a net court break, but nothing that's insane either from either racket. Definitely a bit of a slow start from Kostyuk too. There was this one backhand that she completely didn't line up for.
But Rybakina's held serve.
Yeah. Got the Polish accent in Marta Kostyuk's box as well on my screen now. Sandra Zaniewska. Very interesting path to glory as a coach. I mean, she was like a 400 ranked WTA player at her best. And then she basically became friends with Cornet and Martic, who thought that she has like an excellent, tennis IQ. And she worked with both of them. And since then, she's one of the top coaches in the sport. So
I see.
I think she's even younger than Martic and Cornet, so it was a bit of a funny relationship too. With Kostyuk, of course, she's a few years older than her.
Well, 30-15 here to Rybakina. She's gonna. That's where I'm at. I'm behind the score on your screen.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the similar spot that Rybakina was in yesterday, I guess, against Świątek, where she loses the first 2 games, gets a breakdown, is in a bit of trouble already in the third game, and kind of needs it to stabilize. But after that, she won 5 games in a row, almost had a virtual bagel against Świątek. I'm not saying Kostyuk can do that, but I'm just saying getting that 1 game on the board is really important.
Trying to get see if I can get the stream further along, but no. Backhand. Rybakina. And backhand goes long from Rybakina.
Yeah, she had a break point already, guys, in the third game, but so far we're still in for a fight. I wasn't listening much to what John was playing for us earlier from that press conference with Rybakina because it didn't seem like she was going to say anything groundbreaking. But yeah, basically, I heard her talking about that Świątek matchup and like how she just plays a little faster, flatter than what you guys used to, I guess.
I
Not
mean, I saw
allowing her to have as much fun.
Backhand to backhands, cross court. Rybakina goes down the line.
Oh yeah, that was a big pattern yesterday. Actually, that's probably by accident that we just had that, but never mind.
Yeah, Rybakina played the drop shot, but then Kostyuk was there to finish it off at the net.
Yeah, the dropper was horrible, but
yeah, the dropper was horrible.
It all leads to a game.
The dropper was horrible.
The defense in general was okay, though, right? Yeah, sure.
Backhand into the net, and Kostyuk holds on. I was going to say that the dropper was also horrible at the end of the Gwangju final from Boo. Sorry, I just remembered that.
Yeah, match point. Yeah.
I remember thinking that's.
Yeah, that was a very weird spot. Like he just never really used it the entire match.
Yeah, it was a weird time to use it. Yeah.
Suddenly just bails out of the rally that way, and yeah, I totally get that. So yeah, Kostyuk is on the board, and yesterday when Rybakina won that first game against Świątek, also saving breakpoints, then she won 5 in a row. If Marta Kostyuk can pull off something like that, that would be very impressive. We'll find out soon.
That was a good hold.
I'm pretty lucky with the Oeiras final as well, because first they have to play the women's one, and there's a crazy match going on there. Klara Tauson was 4-6, 0-5 down, and she has just taken it to the third set.
Wow.
Winning 7 games in a row in that second one. So Comesania and Blanchet will have to wait, and that's good for me, because I do not want to miss that final. What do you think, by the way, about all that? Like, there's always the discussion about all the finals on the main tour, of course, and the challengers, no one cares, but on the main tour being pretty much at the same time. Do you think that's something that like tennis could really work its way around, or is it just way too important for the events to have like a good time for them locally, and we will never sort of get any real better options in that? Because right now we're starting Stuttgart, and basically there are 5 main tour finals today, and the last one will start in 2 hours and 40 minutes. So like theoretically, even 5 of them could clash with one another.
I mean, I do think sometimes they could actually schedule them a bit further apart from each other, because I mean, sometimes you get like ATP final and they're like starting half an hour within it, like, I mean, I don't really see why they can't separate them a bit more. I mean, there might be some, I could understand if like players have to like go to like another country, or there's certain schedules, that are, like maybe they have to go far. But I mean, if the tournaments are in Europe, it doesn't seem, I mean, that's what I think. They could probably do more to,
Yeah, I mean, some people are probably a little naive with that sometimes. Like, they just think that, everyone will start, let's say one final will start 10 a.m. and the other will start 6 p.m. in Europe, for example. Like, that shouldn't really happen, because obviously for the event, it's also really important to have it at a convenient time. But yes, some manipulation with that could be involved, and it would benefit the sport. As you said, sometimes we have, 2 ATP finals the same week. One starts 3 p.m., one starts 3:30, and that's the sort of thing that we could avoid. But today it definitely would be pretty tricky. I mean, we have 5 finals all in Europe. So
see, I wonder as well if that's the thinking behind, you've heard the discussions about they're going to restructure the tour and just have all these big tournaments on. So like there's just going to be like one big tournament on all the time with the elite players. So it's just like the focus is always going to be on one tournament, if you know what I mean. And then I don't know if you read that, right? There was a suggestion that they're going to have this sort of like a second tier tour underneath, like, which I don't know about that, but I think that's one of their line of thinking, is that they want to simplify that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, so far it's all like just discussions and just ideas really, and we don't know which one
Yeah.
of these will stick. But yeah, I get what you mean. We have some noise in the background, which might suggest that someone has come on, and I guess yes. Hello, Basil.
Basil.
Hey,
Do you have
how are
some
you
kids
guys?
around you? Is that your kids in the background?
Yes. Sure. Wait.
Are you talking about the Premier Tour proposal? Yeah, I guess that's what Eddie was
I
referring
will
to.
be in 1
Indeed,
minute.
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, we don't know if that's going to go ahead, but yeah.
Yeah. How many people will turn up to those tournaments? I think the idea was like 100 was the first was the first tour or something like that, like around 100. I don't know, but yeah, again, it's like just plans, ideas. No one has actually begun working on it. Like, well, I'm pretty sure they're working on proposals, but yeah, we just don't know how it would look. Personally, not a fan, of course. I'm very satisfied with the current system that we have, but if it changes, I'm gonna have to adapt, and I'm also fine with that. I mean, there's always going to be some sort of secondary tour for me to like, right?
Yeah.
It's not like they're gonna take it away. I mean, they might take away the challenger branding, for example, but the secondary tours will still exist, and I can simply adapt and start focusing on them more.
Sorry, guys.
No worries.
Yes, because of the situation here, it's not easy with the children at home all the day.
So, second serve here for Kostyuk for my stream. Return goes
Yeah,
long.
Rybakina held easily once again, and now playing that fifth game.
I have only one question about the prize money of the final. It's normally 123,000 for WTF 500 tournament.
The prize money.
For what, the winner or?
Yeah, for the winner. The winner today will have the Porsche at 123.
Yeah, I think that's right. I saw that.
It's not so much, I think, for WTF 500.
123,000. Yeah.
I mean, in general, in tour events, the prize money on the WTA side is much smaller, right?
Yeah, because like in some ATP events, the 250 would get almost to like 100, something like a big 250, but
yes, something like that.
Could be like 90 or 100 or something, but yeah.
So it's better to get to the maybe quarters in Grand Slam and have more money than to win a WTF 500.
Oh yeah, because in Grand Slams the money is equal between the two tours. Yeah. In Munich, for example, in euros, the winner gets 88,000.
88,000. What was that for?
Munich.
Right.
Which I guess is the kind of the most direct comparison. Of course, we have is Barcelona, but if we're trying to compare to a 250, in Barcelona, the winner of the 500 there, obviously this week, is getting almost 500,000 euros.
Wow,
that's a pretty sick difference, by the way. Like the winner of Barcelona gets 5 times the amount of money as the Munich champion.
Yeah,
that's
almost 5.
That's pretty incredible. Like that's pretty incredible. I mean, it's twice as many points, but 5 as much in terms of prize money.
And as well, when you look at this one,
uh-huh.
It doesn't look like it's lacking money. This Porsche.
Oh, definitely not. it's the WTA Tour that's lacking money and doesn't require, I guess, that sort of financial support from its sponsors, from the events itself. So I guess why would they supply it, if it's not required? But I don't know. Well, maybe it's also the thing that like Stuttgart will still get a huge entry list regardless of what's happening. It's the only proper tour. Well, of course, now we also get Rouen added, but like it's the only real way to prepare ahead of Madrid, Rome. Charleston on green clay doesn't really count, I think. And then you have the Beijing King Cup week. So I think with the WTA landscape, it's like obvious that Stuttgart, regardless of prize money, will get like an amazing list. Barcelona kind of has to fight for it, maybe a little bit more with the 250s. So maybe that's why they really feel like they have to go out of their way. And they have. I mean, it's pretty insane that the Munich champ will earn 5 times less than the Barcelona one.
Yes, but when you look the players who are playing in Stuttgart, you see mainly all the top 10 players are there. So the prize money is not is not really high. So in Barcelona we have only 2 or 3, 5 top.
Because they have no other
10.
choice than to play Stuttgart. Like if they want to get any warm-up event ahead of Madrid, they have to play Stuttgart essentially. And especially with the rules this year, because on the WTA, of course, they are now like barely allowed to play like 1 or 2 250s a year, the top 10 players.
Yes.
So
you can play
even top 30 players, right? Even top 30 players.
Top 10 players can play 250 if they are in the main in their country, or if they are won the title last year. So it's too hard to play for 250 for the top 10 players, let's say. But
so essentially everyone has to play Stuttgart, otherwise they're just going into Madrid without playing for 2 weeks. I mean, they might play Beijing King Cup in the process, but you have no guarantee that it's going to be clay. You have no guarantee that it's going to be, more than 2 matches. So basically, if you choose not to go to Stuttgart, let's say I mean, no one thinks like that, but let's say you thought, okay, so in Stuttgart, no, that's horrible money, I'm not going there. Then you have no events for 2 weeks practically. So I guess the event doesn't really need to give you much in terms of prize money. I mean, but yeah, as Eddie said, I mean, it's clear that they have a lot to spend on like the details there, and I'm pretty sure that players are like well provided in terms of all the background stuff and basically all the sort of compliments and comfort that they get at the venue. But yeah, it's definitely a bit of a contrast between that and Barcelona.
Yeah, I mean, with the names that are in the draw, obviously they don't struggle too much to get people to come in and watch the matches, right? So
no, it was full. Like the last 5 days, I think it was like 3 or 4 full days, and one was almost sold out. So I'm pretty sure today was sold out too.
Mm-hmm. Kostyuk.
So guys, did you know that Rybakina has no driver license before yesterday?
No,
a driving license. Yeah, I didn't know.
Oh, I saw that she said that she didn't have a driving license.
Yeah, I knew it before because she already said that she's all the time with her sister. She didn't need the car, so all they traveling, playing, training. So and someone was picking her up, so she didn't need the driver license. It's gonna be interesting if she's winning today. Does she allow to enter the car?
Well,
Well, yeah, we know how it works. I mean, I doubt Iga Świątek is driving her her 2 Porsches either, right? As a tennis player, you especially at that higher level, like you very rarely need to drive. Of course, at the lower levels, guys do tend to drive around events because it's cheaper, because it's easier. But like if you're at this level, you basically go everywhere by plane anyway. You show up there and then you like take an Uber, or you actually get transportation provided for the most part from the event. So yeah, I mean, I don't think she needs it. Of course, it would also be pretty tough for her to actually like get the lessons, right? Like be in one place for a month, for example.
She'd be resident in Kazakhstan, right? So she, like, I don't know. There's,
No,
I mean, obviously,
I don't think. I don't. Yeah, she's from Kazakhstan, but she's not living there.
right? Does she not need to like stay there sometimes? I don't know.
I don't
in
think
Kazakhstan probably they don't need to. I think.
Yeah,
maybe not.
Yeah, in Kazakhstan probably not. I think I read once that they're like not required. Maybe it was based on like Kukushkin's example or something like that. But basically, one of the benefits that they got was the fact that they could like enter and leave the country without any restrictions. And obviously, you know, they went there to train quite a lot too. But I think it was said in that article that I read like 5 years ago that they didn't actually need to reside in Kazakhstan, which makes sense. I mean, obviously, there's just this one gazillionaire from Kazakhstan that is really buying the players, and why would he care if they leave there?
And a good first serve there from Kostyuk to hold, save the break point. So she's had a few tight moments and she's been holding on.
Yeah, just the 2 double faults in this game, they're kind of killing her. And of course, especially with the fact that she also hasn't been able to trouble Rybakina on serve, it's
another double.
Going quite tough. I think, by the way, that the guy who I just saw in Rybakina's box clapping after she breaks is actually Buat Utemuratov, I think is his name. The one, the Kazakhstani billionaire who's like responsible for all the stuff in their tennis. He is an ITF vice president as well. I think he's in Rybakina's box too.
And the backhand goes into the net, and Rybakina will serve for the set at 5-2.
I think Rybakina must take the first and take the second as well. Kostyuk does not looks in good situation today. She's not feeling good. I don't know. I see her a little bit tired.
She's played a lot of tennis, right? So,
yeah.
She's played a lot of tennis, but I don't feel like I've seen like any, you know, apparent signs of extreme fatigue. I mean, she's come out and she kind of just can't win her service games too easily. Rybakina playing pretty clean, so aggressively again, and obviously she didn't need to make these 2 double faults, but I think for the most part, like so far, she's just been overwhelmed kind of regardless of any possible fatigue, which of course could be a thing for her this week, absolutely. And Rybakina has been going 3 sets every single match this week. We'll see if that gets maintained here. At this stage, it kind of feels like it would require a very good effort from Kostyuk to get her to 3 sets, but of course, the second set will be like a new blank page, and we'll see what she can do with that.
Where are you from, Basil? I think it's the first time we actually met, right?
Yeah, it's first time. I'm from Golan Heights. It's an occupied territory between Syria and Israel. I'm under the fire right now.
Okay, I know. Okay, yeah, cool. I'm from Scotland.
Because of that, the children is at home. There's no school because of the situation.
Okay.
I mean, Kostyuk, it's rarely like this when there's literally one person who is responsible for the entire tennis system in the country, right? It's these guys aren't as like the oligarchs that you mentioned. They're not as like public because, well, there are a lot of them. It's not that obvious. Like sometimes I could mention Jack Draper's dad maybe or someone like that, but it's very rare that for literally for the whole country there's literally one person that is sort of driving the entire tennis system. And I also wrote an article on that a few years ago, so that's why I have some knowledge regarding this fantastic businessman who just, for some reason, decided he's gonna spend all the money he has on tennis. Well,
So
probably not all the money he has.
He brought in a lot of players, Russian-born players that they come in and play for Kazakhstan. Like, is he like supporting, like, because tennis in Kazakhstan as well? Because, like, I mean,
they've built courts, they've built junior systems. The plan is to eventually also rely on some youngsters that were born and raised in Kazakhstan.
So they've got a few more coming through now. Homegrown players, I can see.
More or less, yeah. I think Skatov has some Kazakh heritage. I think he might have been born in. No, he was.
Yeah.
I think he was
Also,
born in
what's his name? Zukayev, or is it Babit?
Yeah, Zhukayev is. Yeah,
Zhukayev,
Zhukayev is also Kazakhstani. Skatov, I believe so as well. I think he maybe played for Russia for a while, but he's also like definitely from Kazakhstan. Skatov maybe not the best example because he lives in Spain now, but but yeah, like these are examples of guys that he definitely must have helped out at.
And there's a few more on the women's side as well. So,
I
think
I'm struggling with any names. I mean, Kulambayeva, I remember him from United Cup.
Guys, the relationship between Russia and Kazakhstan is so friendly. So it's for me, barely it's actually the same government, because what Kazakhstan needs or what they want to do, they also can ask Russia and have it for so easy. So it's not strange for me, because they have really good relationship. So just only some players didn't have a chance, but
I'm not saying it's better, Ghosty. I'm just saying that's why I know more about that guy. Why doesn't the Kazakh billionaire extend offers to players beyond Russians? I mean, I'm assuming he probably tried. In Russia, like they're mostly picking up players who have been failed by the Russian system. So I don't know. You've got I know that Aslan Karatsev, for example, was offered also. Or now we have Shevchenko this year switching. So Shevchenko is a different case because now, of course, like a lot of players want to escape from Russia in a way. Gracheva went to France, Shevchenko went to Kazakhstan. Gracheva definitely more of she was living in France anyway, though. But in the last few years, I mean, they've basically been picking up the youngsters who, like in the Russian system, they had nothing in order, like in terms of like support, because there were just so many Russian juniors that nothing was left for them. And that's kind of who they have been picking up.
And Russia lost Rybakina because of the system. So the Kazakhstan, I think they asked also Potapova, because she married with Shevchenko. They asked her to come, but she said no, she's staying with Russian nationality, so it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's an interesting marriage. I mean, Potapova seems to have
they just married,
I know, but like Potapova has a certain view on Russia, it seems, at least. I mean, she was never very clear about it, but there are some hints on Russia and its politics. Whereas Shevchenko, I actually talked to him about this, like in a off-the-record conversation in Szczecin, and I would say he's very clearly the other way. And it's just kind of surprising to me that these two got together, because it seems like a deal breaker, It seems like a really massive topic, especially if you're both from Russia. Shevchenko, I mean, hasn't even been living in Russia since he was like 10. So he was really like not that connected to the country anyway. But yeah, like he has some very strong views regarding that. And I don't know. But well, if it works out for them, cool.
Maybe Potapova failed to say something,
Maybe, but then again, I mean, she didn't want to switch. She showed up in that Spartak shirt a lot of times, right? Like, there are some hints. Let's say that there are some hints. Yeah, maybe there's just something we don't know. Maybe there's some pressure coming on her from, I don't know, one of her sponsors or whatever. I don't know. Of course, it's a very controversial topic. I mean, even players who played like exhibitions in Russia have been criticized, Jen Manarino, for example. But yeah, we started talking about politics basically, and all the while we have the beginning of the second set, and well, another breakpoint for Rybakina. So hopefully this is not that kind of final, but for now it's definitely looking like it.
Ooh, really good point. I have a question about the clay on Stuttgart. Does it slow or something? I just don't have any information about, because it's indoor and.
I think it's slow, right? But
I mean, I don't know about the actual speed of the court, but it definitely plays very different compared to outdoor clay. Just it's slicker. The conditions make the court faster. I don't know if the actual court is very fast or not, but the conditions make the court play faster. So it's definitely more comparable to Madrid than Rome or Roland Garros. And I mean, I don't think we've really seen that in the results the last few years, maybe that much. But Sabalenka, Barty, and players like that, Świątek is gonna be good on every single type of clay. But even she struggled against someone like Samsonova. Of course, yesterday the match was against Rybakina, Świątek. They basically were playing 5-shot rallies max all the time. And well, I mean, even here the conditions are definitely quite fast. Someone like Rybakina with their serve. Again, I don't know if it's the court itself, but certainly the indoor setting adds to it, and it is very slick. If you even see how the players move on it,
yeah, it looks different.
Yeah, it doesn't have much to do with Roland Garros.
Which
Rebecca, she's done okay.
Oh, it's depth fault number 3 for Kostyuk.
Rebecca has done okay on clay. Her record on clay is not that bad, really, is it?
Yeah, I think somewhat similarly to Sabalenka. She is absolutely fine on clay, especially in Madrid and Stuttgart. She will get some results. We just can't really expect her to maybe make all the finals consistently. But yeah, I mean, on occasion she's going to be very strong on clay. I think winning this title obviously is a great start to her clay season if she does that. And if she met Świątek in Rome or Roland Garros, I would still say you guys the favorite. But
yeah, different conditions, but
she's perfectly fine.
I think Sabalenka is going to lose many points. Sabalenka is not feeling really well. She for me, she looks so bad. I don't think she's going to do something, especially in Madrid or also in Rome, Roland Garros. I don't know, but instead of be strong and go for the number 1 ranking, she's gonna lose many points.
I mean, yeah, the number 1 sort of tends to be, especially if we're looking forward into the year, the number 1 kind of right now seems like a bit of an Rybakina-Świątek discussion rather than Sabalenka. But well, Madrid, I mean, she has a phenomenal record there, right? So that's kind of the saving grace that maybe she can rely on. She's won it twice already, and maybe that can be a start of something. I mean, she still has won the biggest title of the season, and it's weird.
She's just after the title. She didn't. I see the first month after Australian Open. I see she's still battling, But when what happened in Miami, it's already something different. It's sad news for her, but. I wanted to see her in Stuttgart and to see something different, but no, she lost, and it's looks for me not looks good. I don't. I like Sabalenka. I want her to improve, to go forward, but no, not looking good.
I don't feel like Ghostier said anything bad about Russia or Kazakhstan. I certainly think that I'm not even qualified to go deeper into politics because it's just not part of my interests, and that's it. I mean, I don't feel like I've said anything wrong about either Russia or Kazakhstan. So
Just warning you, you know.
Matthew saying that Ruud beats Steph today. Were you also of that idea in Monte Carlo? I'm interested to know that, because I know a few people who like think that it's going to be very different than Monte Carlo. That's going to be much better for Kasper. I kind of agree that he has a better shot, but I do have some PTSD, and I think he might have too after that performance
Right.
last week. Yeah.
I feel like it's 50-50 really, but it's just, yeah. It's like Steph is, that would have been good for him as well, just to get that title. So,
and also with that whole narrative of like both of them going for a milestone this time, like for Tsitsipas winning his first ATP 500, like that's not a big deal. If you've won 3 ATP thousands, you don't care about, and ATP finals as well, you don't care, and also made Slam finals, like you don't care about winning an ATP 500. Like that's a made up stat. Of course, it's pretty funny. It's like yeah, kind of infamous, and like you look at it and you're like, really 0 and 10 in finals? But that's not something that's going to be a mental block for him.
no,
Whereas for Kasper, the fact that Kasper still hasn't won above the 250 level, like that's something that everyone is throwing at him in media conferences, on social media, and probably he's also doing it to himself. I mean, last week we had a great example of that.
Yeah, even other players teasing him about it.
Do you mean Nick Kyrgios?
I think there's been others as well, but yeah, I can't remember exactly. Yeah, but yeah, he's up there. I mean,
yeah, Nick has had his issues with clay quarters. Yeah.
Kasper must win today.
I would like for Kasper to just get that out of the way, and then people could stop talking about that, because obviously he's good enough to win 500s or above, right? So it's just, yeah, but.
So you thought Steph would win in Monte Carlo, but now going Ruud. Okay.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have
I
to.
want Kasper, but I feel it's going to Tsitsipas. I want Kasper, but Tsitsipas gonna win.
Yeah, I'm gonna log off here, guys, because I've got to leave. But
enjoy the match. Thank you, Eddie. I mean, it's very likely that you've seen the main part of the match anyway. But we'll see.
You never know. Yeah. Okay. See you later.
See you.
Thank you, Eddie. Bye bye.
Yeah, I mean, what you said, Matthew, like he's been surviving. Like Tsitsipas has been mostly surviving rather than playing well. That's kind of how I feel, and I admit that a lot of what you said makes sense. It should be a closer match. I just don't know if it will.
You know,
I don't trust Kasper anymore.
Kasper looks better, but in finals.
Yeah, after last week, I just don't trust him anymore. That's kind of my reasoning.
Yeah, it's all depends on the first set. How it's going, and who's gonna take more points and be more sure of the style of the game. But it's not going to be easy for both of them.
Yeah, maybe indeed. I mean, in Monte Carlo, he just got off to a nightmare start, and after that had to fight to even be in the second set. Of course, he could have taken some breakpoints maybe. But yeah, it might be more entertaining than this final though, as Rybakina goes up 6-3-1. Still no issues on serve whatsoever. I don't know if she's killing Kostyuk on return that much, but certainly, I mean, she's simply in every game. And it's a very dominant showing so far. It's not quite Jan-Lennart Struff, Holger Rune yesterday, but it is not far off.
Rune, I just don't want to talk about him. Every time you say he is going to be more better, maybe he's going to change. I don't trust him.
Yeah, Matthew, the finals narrative is not necessarily slams, although in 2 of these he was like, he didn't believe from the get-go, but it's more so the fact that he still hasn't won above the 250 level. Like that's more a thing, right? Like he was number 2, he was playing for the world number 1 ranking, and still his biggest title is a 250. And it's clearly impacting him, I think. I mean, the performance that he had last week when he had like his best chance, that was rough. And Marta Kostyuk, has she won a 500? I don't think so, right? I mean, it's also her playing for her biggest title. I'm not sure if that's part of the problem. Probably not. Probably, as you said, I mean, she's just a little fatigued, and Rybakina has come out firing, and it's not a good combination. By the way, if Rybakina wins the title, she will still not pass Świątek in the WTA race. She's going to be like 140 points away. But in the official rankings, she's going to be like, closer to number 4 than to number 5, sort of maybe further solidifying this status. But of course, out of Sabalenka, Goff, and Świątek, she's the only one not to have a slam title currently on her rankings. So she's very clearly, so consistent, especially this year. And she's also going for her 3rd 500 of the season already with Abu Dhabi and Brisbane.
Yes, Kostyuk won only Austin last year, right? And that's it.
Yeah, I think she has one. I think she has one title.
Yeah.
So it is quite a big match for her for sure. Yeah, earlier this year, she lost the 500 final already at the San Diego Slam. Yeah, to Katie Bolter.
Kind of a good year for Kostyuk. She needs to be more consistent. Yes, she needs to be more aggressive, maybe on finals. She needs to have this consistency for the whole year. Maybe next year she's going to be more better and better.
No, it is progress for sure. It's something that we've been waiting for, I think, for a few years now.
Yes.
Before you came on, I was talking to Eddie about that Australian Open 3rd round run that she had in 2018 when she was just 15. And that's why it kind of seems like, Kostyuk has been around forever because, well, she has. I mean, at least the last 6 years, we've been constantly watching her. But she's still super young. Yeah, it's like Goff, yeah. Goff feels like she's been a top player for decades, but in fact, that doesn't still mean, well, she has, but, she's still about, 20 right now? Or still 19? I actually don't even know. When is her birthday? I mean, yeah, she's 20. Her birthday was last month. Someone on my Twitter timeline saying that serve botting should be banned. Key scam and serve botting, actually. Yeah, sure. Key scam was something that John joked about including on Talking Tennis. I'm not sure in which way really and how would it work. Serve botting, I don't know if we really have it on Talking Tennis either. If we can include it, probably not. But then again, that might be good. There was definitely no serve botting in our match with John in Jamor. In fact, the serves, I would say, were often at a disadvantage.
I just read that Ronnie was ill all the week. I think only when he's losing, he said that he's not feeling good. But when he's winning, everything is okay, yeah?
Rune or who?
Ronnie, yes.
Yeah, okay. I didn't see anything he said after that Struff one. Well, I also didn't see the match, so yeah, it's hard for me to say anything, but I was kind of expecting some sort of statement from Rune after that one, I know. He had this one against Marozsan as well in Miami, right? When he got blown off the court, and then he puts a statement that he shouldn't have played, maybe. So yeah, it's becoming a bit of a theme for him. But honestly, I welcome all of that. I like the fact that the guy doesn't hold back. I mean, that just makes it more interesting to me.
It's interesting, yeah. But when he said maybe 5 years ago, I can win also
14
10
Roland
Roland
Garros,
Garros like
yeah.
Nadal. So if someone said like that, so you think, wow, he's going to be really good, or he believe in himself.
Yeah.
But no, the or the results last year, let's say, not so good.
Yeah, but to me, that's actually always been like one of his biggest strengths, the fact that he believes in himself so much, or at least sells it, like that. If he really like has that belief in himself, that's good. Like you kind of have to be crazy to believe you're going to be the number one player in the world, for example. And well, this statement would obviously sound, well, it still was very ridiculous, yes. But if someone like, I don't know, I don't want to like shade anyone here, but let's say Hugo Blanchet, he's playing the Oeiras final soon. If Hugo Blanchet said it 5 years ago, everyone would be like, what the hell is this guy talking about? And at least Rune has the talent to like back it up, 30%, to back that statement at least 30% up. So, well, I was never really that... I don't even know what sort of emotions people were feeling when they read that, but I was always kind of more amused than bitter, disappointed, or disgusted, or whatever.
Yeah, Ronnie is always having fun and make us talk about him. Maybe Kostyuk is going to break now. What do you think?
Well, I am a little ahead, so my answer would be impacted by what I've just seen. And these points were not won by Marta Kostyuk, so
yes,
it's kind of like yesterday. I was watching. Who was I watching with? Vansh, I think. I was watching the Świątek Rybakina match with, and he asked me, "Do you think that Świątek will still survive and force Rybakina to serve it out or not?" And on my screen it was like 15-30 or maybe even low 30, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I cannot give you an answer anymore because clearly she has a chance to lose this match in this very game, and I think she in fact did, right? I think it was 6-3 in the third set.
Yes.
But yeah, maybe for the first time Kostyuk can threaten the Rybakina serve.
No.
Whoa.
Serve +1 was really good, but Kostyuk lost the backhand.
That's interesting. At 30-all, there's this pretty funny point. I mean, Rybakina plays a serve out wide, and it's strong. Like it's it's a serve where you expect to have some sort of advantage, but Kostyuk barely catches it, and the return is so short that Rybakina won't be able to make it. So a slice of luck here, but it does give Kostyuk her first breakpoint of the match. So there is at least an attempt to fight back here. Yes. I believe that is the first breakpoint. I think so. Yeah, it is. See you, Terry. Do you get the sense that with all the early losses, Sabalenka is preparing herself for Roland Garros title? She's had a phenomenal streak at slams, absolutely. If she is able to maintain it after that sort of a patch since Australian Open, especially if it continues until Roland Garros, like if she loses early in Madrid and Rome, if she's able to once again get into the semis of a slam, it will be quite impressive. But at this stage, I don't think she can beat Świątek at Roland Garros, so it's like kind of that major aspect of it.
Yeah, on what we've seen right now, it doesn't make Sabalenka make a fit for Iga, for sure.
Yeah, it's like kind of if we think that Sabalenka is indeed doing that, it's just hunch. The info that we can operate on, it tells us that, well, she's probably not going to be one of the main contenders for Roland Garros, unless, as I said earlier, I mean, excellent record in Madrid. If there's ever an event for her to wake up at, that's gonna be one of these ones. And that breakpoint was, by the way, very smoothly saved by Rybakina. Huge serve again and a drive volley into the open court.
And Kostyuk knows that that was the chance,
Yeah,
maybe
she was
will
very
not have a-
frustrated actually. Like she was
Yeah.
more frustrated than I would expect because, well, she had nothing to do there.
But when you had a break and in 3-2, you know, it's the last chance that you're gonna have.
Yeah,
this
I get it. Just doesn't feel like it would be, anything really could have been done there by her in order to fend off that big serve combo from Rybakina.
We're still waiting for Alcaraz's decision if he's playing Madrid or no.
I haven't seen anything about that.
No, he didn't say yes or no, but the decision is not clearly. I think he will not play. That's my feeling.
It's a little worrying that he hasn't given like a green light yet, right? Like that's maybe a little surprising to me, because I was thinking by now we'd know for sure. And of course that hasn't happened. So I mean, yeah, we can only wait really. If he would only be able to play Rome, then that would be maybe kind of just, well, it's fine. Like you can play just Rome at Roland Garros, but you kind of run the risk of just losing early in Rome and then getting very little preparation. But obviously it would be good for him to play both. There's some more unforced errors definitely coming off Rybakina's racket this game.
Yes, she was not good on the net.
Yeah, the one just now just a little egregious too. So yeah, it is a first chance of the match for Kostyuk. She's already had a break point. Maybe she can keep pushing for it here.
Serve +1. Wow. Do you know John is on the match? He's watching live.
Yeah. John is still in Stuttgart, indeed. I guess maybe you can't, but I can see him in the background. He just came by to wave. Basically, from the press office, he can see a part of the court, so he's pretty often in front of the laptop, even when the matches are on. But of course, there are also times when he just goes to a different part of the venue. But yeah, he's still in Stuttgart. We've actually been, thank you guys, we've been approaching 8K subscribers this week. I don't know if we'll get there. Maybe if Rybakina or Kostyuk say something insane during their press conferences, maybe if they say something like, I don't know, Kostyuk says that, I don't know, I can't even come up with an example, but if they just say something absolutely absurd, they call each other, let's say, well, what sort of word can I go for in order for it to be YouTube friendly? Even stupid or something like that, If Kostyuk says Rybakina is an idiot, I don't know why I lost to her, for example. Like, then maybe we'll get to 8K subscribers this week.
We have a break, and let's see. She lost.
Yeah, another breakpoint for Kostyuk, and another time it's not been taken care of.
Rybakina must finish this match because I have only 10 minutes more to be with you.
Yeah, she must be really quick then.
If she takes this game, I think that's it.
Third breakpoint as well gonna be so. I mean, how many chances can you get? Then again, so far the chances have been like erased by Rybakina very, very quickly.
No, when you are Rybakina and have a really good serve, so it's not.
Yeah. Of course, that helps a lot, saving these breakpoints. The first one was just clearly, set up by the serve. I guess on the second she won a rally, but the third one Kostyuk will regret a little, I think. What was that in the chat about the net? Jerome is and John just is showing you his stand, his press seat in the on the stream. Jerome is big on Elena at the net. Really? I mean, she has good reach for sure. Like she's super tall, and she has long arms, but she's not really a natural there. I don't think. She's like kind of, if I'm forced to, if I have to finish off a point that way, yes, but.
For the Rybakina of this tournament, maybe the first time Yonex gave her a normal costume,
What do you mean? Are they usually?
No, usually they're using strange colors and something. I don't know, but this tournament, black, simple.
I don't really pay that much attention to it usually, so I wouldn't even know. If you asked me 5 minutes ago which brand Rybakina is signed with, I would not know.
She was Adidas, but now Yonex. On my podcast, I got many questions about that because
Kostyuk some of Kostyuk's reactions, are pretty. Some of Kostyuk's reactions are pretty funny here. Like she double faults and she's just like as if her dog died or something like that. But yeah, I mean, she's been frustrated. I guess some of that comes from the fact of not being able to perform to her highest standard in such an important match. Some of that is just getting and it's another double fault as well. So 2 in a row.
Maybe match after match she's gonna be more good on herself, and she maybe will have to believe in herself better than now, because when you're young you just want to attack, maybe to hit some points, and you don't even think about what's the result. But now is not the time for her to be really good. But maybe in 1 year or 2 years she gonna grow up and understand this.
Why not? We also have Fritz and Struff on the court by now. 4 games all in the Munich final. Everyone is rooting for Jan-Lennart Struff today.
Yeah, finally.
There's not a single person on the planet that is not rooting for Struff. Even Taylor Fritz's girlfriend, whatever her name is.
But Taylor Fritz have the first final in clay, so maybe.
Yeah, I know there's a narrative there, but yeah, it's Struff. I mean, so many years of constantly hearing about all that, and well, it would be good for him to finally do it. Marta Kostyuk commits 3 double faults in a single game. Well, kind of expectedly, she loses it, so it's going to be Elena Rybakina serving for the match after the changeover. This is going very quickly. This is going a lot more dominant. This is a lot more dominant than we expected, I think. But well, Kostyuk
like Świątek,
did play a lot of tennis. Like Świątek, yeah. It's kind of like Rybakina stepped into Świątek's shoes when she beat her yesterday. She just fulfills that role right now.
Yeah, just 1 hour of the match, maybe if Rybakina will make 2 or 3 aces and maybe good serve, so 1 hour 10 minutes, that's it. The match is over.
So Świątek currently is 26-4 for the season, and if Rybakina wins today, her win-loss record will be the exact same. She will actually, though, have 1 more title than Świątek, just because the United Cup doesn't. Well, I mean, Poland eventually didn't win the United Cup, but even though Świątek went 5-0 there, it still wouldn't count as like an individual title, although it kind of was, given she won 5 matches.
You won all your matches that you didn't have a title.
Yeah, but yeah, Świątek has 2 titles. Rybakina will have 3 if she cleans this up. So that's I guess the main difference.
Świątek have 2 1000.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to go into that, then of course, yeah, she has 2000 titles, and Rybakina has 3 500s if she wins today. So Iga has won the bigger ones, yes.
But it's somehow a good start of season for Rybakina. Actually, she didn't till May have 3 titles. It's really really good for her.
Absolutely. I mean, just to go 26-4 for the season. And yesterday we were talking about this with Vansh, but like there is this narrative a little bit like brewing up that she wins everything in 3 sets and that she's not actually playing all that well. But that's only Miami and Stuttgart that she started doing this. Like before that, she was actually dominating a lot of her matches too. And for both Świątek and Rybakina, like there's literally just one stain on their season, and that's going out early at the Australian Open. But otherwise, they've been absolutely fabulous. Yeah.
Double fault, not in the right time.
Yeah, I'm just making sure, but Brisbane is a 500 as well, right?
Yes, Abu Dhabi. Yeah.
Abu Dhabi, yeah, I was sure about Brisbane. I sometimes get confused because it's of course 250 on the ATP side, but yeah, the women have 2 500s just before the Australian Open, whereas the males don't have.
The WTA have many 500s, on the calendar.
Yeah, they kind of need to because they pulled up these like ridiculous mandatory requirements from top players. They need to play like 6 500s or something like that. So they need to give them the space to do that. Yeah, and they also can do them like more effectively just before the slam because it's best of 3. The players aren't gonna get that tired. Although on the ATP, of course, as of next year, we're also going to have an ATP 500 just before a slam in Hamburg, just a week before Roland Garros. But the WTA, of course, this is much easier to manage.
Yes, match point number 1.
That's 1 match point come and gone, and also even the second one. And we'll see how, how much time she takes to get over the line. But the first point she was kind of in control of for sure. I missed that final forehand of a short ball.
Come on, Rybakina.
Be quick, Rybakina. You have to do it before Basil has to leave.
Yes, don't want to stay alone.
Yeah, that's very true, Sean. I think sometimes people are praised for their net game, but yeah, everyone. If you just run into the net on good timing, probably everyone can put away a shot. At least on most occasions. Ooh. She's not giving you that opportunity to leave yet. Although, of course, if you have to, then don't worry about it. Just go.
Okay. Till the end of the game, I believe Rybakina, and somehow must win.
I do think that somehow she will cross the line, even if it's not in this game. We'll see. But she actually has
But
just
you
set
know,
up her 4th
she
championship point.
she lost the match points. She played. I don't know. She had to be more not aggressive, but not just like it's just unfortunately we didn't even wait for it from Rybakina, but finally she got the match.
Yes, the third match point, yeah, indeed, that was a pretty weird forehand down the line error. I'm not really sure what she was hoping for. Here, the Kostyuk return falls on the
after 4
baseline.
match points.
Yeah, here there was a bit of drama because like the Kostyuk return just barely made it on the baseline, and they had to still play a rally. But eventually, Marta's moonball attempt goes long, and indeed, Elena Rybakina wins her 3rd WTA 500 title of the season. So, do you have to leave? Or should we just stay on for like 2-3 minutes, talk about the match? Because I can do this by myself
Not
as well.
only the
Like
season, in her career.
Huh?
Not only 500 in the season, in her career, because she didn't win.
Oh yeah. But like she has other titles. But yeah, sure.
Okay, Damien, thank you.
See you.
See you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Basil. And yeah, I mean, pretty fascinating that we have Świątek and Rybakina both at 26-4 for the year. Very rare, of course, that both players are so dominant and also have identical records. They've done it different ways. I mean, both of them, of course, went out early at the Australian Open, which is the common point. But otherwise, we have Świątek basically winning 2 1000s and also that United Cup campaign, whereas Rybakina won 3 500s. I don't know if that actually speaks about anything sort of like being less impressive from Elena. I mean, she made 2 1000 finals, right, in Doha and in Miami, so probably not. Dubai, she also had to withdraw out of in the quarterfinals. But all in all, I mean, it's just been a fabulous year for both. It's just 142 points that Świątek is leading in the WTA race. Third is, of course, Sabalenka with the 2K from the Australian Open. But I mean, clearly there are 2 best players in the world at the moment, let's say post-Australian Open, and that's Iga Świątek and Elena Rybakina. Their head-to-head is also tied this year, with Elena picking up that win yesterday and Iga in Doha. So it's been really a fantastic campaign for both and a great battle. Regarding the final, not much that we can say, right? I mean, Kostyuk was just probably a little bit exploited after all that week. I mean, after all the effort this week, the 5 match points saved against not Coco Gauff, but Kim Zheng, the 7 match points she wasted and then won against Coco Gauff. The 3-hour match against Laura Siegemund. Actually a pretty short affair yesterday, or at least short-ish compared to her other matches. But still, it wasn't that easy. It was still additional work, additional effort that she had to put in. And all in all, I mean, she just wasn't really ready to compete. I don't know if she would have if she was fresh. Rybakina certainly played a very solid match, and we all know by now how dangerous she can be on these slicker indoor clay courts in Stuttgart. Wonderful serving as usual, the flat hitting, just doing so much damage as well on the first strike. Very different matchup to the one against Świątek yesterday, but definitely she handled it okay too. I mean, she just went out there today and basically did her job, regardless of what was happening on the other side of the net, which is really all you can hope for in a scenario like this. Just get it done quickly, get it done cleanly, and she managed to do it. So, of course, at the same time, we're soon going to have that WTA final in Rouen. We have a cup, the ATP finals coming up too. We're gonna have streaming from that Tsitsipas Ruud final in Barcelona, which will not be. This is the one that we were sort of sure that was not going to overlap with Stuttgart. As it turns out, almost nothing is going to overlap with Stuttgart because it was so damn short. But Navona and Fucsovics have already started in Bucharest, and Jan-Lennard Struff, everyone's favorite this week, he's already playing against Taylor Fritz and is at 5 games all in the first set in Munich. Enough said, really, I think. When it comes to Kostyuk, still a massive, massive run for her. In the WTA race, she is currently number 7, just behind Gauff and Zheng, so the 2 players that she managed to beat this week. Kienven's like 67% of her ranking is the Australian Open, of course, even more. Because I think on the WTA it's always been 1,300 points for the runner-up. And when it comes to the live rankings, when it comes to Kostyuk's live position, she's 21st after this week. Still yet to debut in the top 20, but let's be honest, it won't be long. Madison Keys probably about to leave, maybe Kudermetova as well with the sort of season that she's been having. And Kostyuk still is the Ukrainian number 2, but maybe also not for long, given that Svitolina, the last couple of events, has been slightly disappointing. I guess really that's all I can add, right? I mean, 6-2, 6-2 Rybakina, it was a very dominant performance. Kostyuk not quite at her best today after all the effort this week, but what can you do? Sometimes we will have that in tennis. Only 2 players. You can't rely on someone. Like if one player in a team sport is a little fatigued, that's fine. They're either going to bench him or the other guys are going to cover a little bit. No place to hide in this beautiful sport of ours. And well, Elena Rybakina claims the title 6-2, 6-2. And she's definitely chasing after Świątek in terms of the best player of the year category. And yeah, so far, so close right now in the WTA race. So the points for 2024, just 142 behind the pole. Of course, the main aspect of it is beating her in this Stuttgart semifinal. That's what really allowed her to make the gap so much smaller. All right. Thank you for today, and make sure to tune into that Tsitsipas route watch along we're going to have later. And now, hopefully, we're also going to get some content from John from the Stuttgart press conferences of definitely Rybakina, maybe Kostyuk as well. And I'll see you guys some other stream. Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
you.